To all those above me that watch over me, to all of you, my fave parapeeps on this side of the veil, welcome to the show. I'm your host, Sean Whittington. I am a seminarian with the United States Old Catholic Church, and I'm coming to you live from my haunted house where I live. Got a great show tonight. You all tuned in for my guests. Yes, guests, plural. And they're all in the green room waiting, so I will bring them on ASAP. Thank you also very much for taking an hour out of your busy Fridays to hang out with me and my guests. I don't have a show without all of you, so God bless you all. Let's check the prayer urn. Linda H. from Arizona. I just recently lost my pet. Aww. Of many, 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 many years. My dog Harry. I'm absolutely devastated. Can you pray for me and especially for Harry? I most certainly will, Linda. And it's interesting that I pulled you out of the prayer urn today. One, when I'm not doing this, the ministry stuff, I work in the animal care industry, have most of my adult life, so I can never remember not having a pet. So this is a very special request. And I also had a good friend recently lost her cat who she's had for many, 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 many years. And this cat was like a member of the family, literally. She traveled all over the country with them, taking them on planes and stuff. And she's devastated, and I doubt she's watching, but I had said a prayer for her the other day and for her cat, and I still have the prayer on my printer here. So I'm going to use the same prayer for you because it's beautiful. And I'm going to do something a little extra special for you too when the prayer is over. So everybody keep Linda and her beloved pet, who just recently went to heaven, her dog Harry, in your prayers. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Lord of unfailing love, it is by your gracious hand that all creatures are sustained in this life. They do not ask, and yet you ensure they are fed and kept safe. Through our beloved friend, though our beloved friend has departed this life, we can ask, we can see your purpose woven throughout the memories we made. Lord, let our pet and friend rest in blessed peace. Give them a gracious repose and let us grieve with comforting memories. Amen. And that is for Linda and her beloved dog Harry. Okay, let's check the mailbag. Peter D. from Indiana. You're always asking your guest if they want to rant about anything. Well, how about you? Do you have a rant? I'm not much of a ranter. Let's see here. Not so much as a rant as okay, let's call it a request or a wish. Let's call it a wish. I wish, and I'm going to leave this out because I'm going to ask my guests this same question, each and every one of them. I wish that there wasn't so much drama and haters in the paranormal field. There has always been, still is, and probably unfortunately will always be an unnecessary overabundance of drama in the paranormal field, and it just is what it is. But it doesn't have to be that way, guys. I wish everybody took a you do you boo approach to this and let everybody just do their thing. Be passionate, have fun, do it the way you want to do it under some guidelines. I mean, be respectful of the spirits and the location you're hunting at, but get a little bit of training, but do you. There's no right way or wrong way. There's no experts. In my humble opinion, it's always, paranormal investigating, ghost hunting, ghost busting has always been for me at least, and will always be a spiritual endeavor. And then you have some guys out there that say, no, my way's the way. And if you're not doing it this way, then um, you're not doing it right. And my way is going to revolutionize the industry. We're going to be having this conversation long after I'm gone and in heaven. Until I can sit a ghost down here next to me on my show and interview them. Skeptics can't prove they don't exist. True believers like me can't prove they do. And that's the fun thing about it all. But that's a great question to throw at my guests, too. So, not so much a rant as it is a wish and a request that we just stop the drama. All righty. Anything you want to know about my wife and I and our ministry work, go to our website, www.ghost-b-gone.biz. And when you go there to visit, remember my wife and I don't charge for our ministry work, helping people with their paranormal issues. So I know times are tough, but if you notice the donate button and you're able to do so, click on it and send in a small donation. I promise you it'll be appreciated from the bottom of our hearts. And trust me, we'll put it to good use. Before you leave the website after you visit, make sure you check out the page called the WSE course/book. On that page, you'll find my new haunted autobiography, God, Ghosts, and the Paranormal Ministry. And I quote, scariest book I ever published. That was Annette Munich, owner of Stellium Books, my publisher. But don't let that scare you off of purchasing a copy. If you haven't done your good deed for the day yet, part of the proceeds of every sale of every copy of my book goes to support stjude.org, St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, Nevada, and the ASPCA. So, you get to help some of the most neediest children on the planet and the animals too. How cool is that? You can get the book a little less expensive at Amazon. If you buy it off the website, it comes from my office. I autograph it for you, and I enclose it in a beautiful house blessing kit. So that's very, very cool. And now would be a great time to purchase the book because God, Ghosts, and the Paranormal Ministry 2 comes out at the end of this summer. And there are stories in that book that I bring closure to that I wrote about in the first book that they were ongoing cases. I weren't able to bring uh, endings to them in the first book. So they're in the second book. And so this is a great time to get caught up with those stories and some other good stories in there. So get those books and keep an eye out for the release of the new book coming out. Scroll a little further down on that page and you'll see the Worldwide Society of Exorcists, which I'm a founding member. I offer a 12-week online college level course, Introduction to Spiritual Warfare, through the WSE. And this course is for all you true warriors for Christ that feel a calling and a longing to want to have more knowledge on how to truly draw your line in the sand, make a stand, circle the wagons, and put up a good fight against, God forbid, true evil if it ever comes calling. That's the course for you. You can enroll in the course at the website. If you want to know more about the course before making that type of commitment, there is a Worldwide Society of Exorcists Facebook page, and you can read more about the course there or just reach out to me. I'm approachable and easy to find, and we can talk about if the course is right for you. Most importantly, keep all of my former, current, and future students in your prayers. And all my students that graduate get a stunning diploma, certificate of completion, suited for framing, along with some other very special blessed gifts that you can only get from yours truly. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, guys, the moment of truth. I'm excited because when does this happen? You guys know how I am. First of all, I don't have a clue what I'm doing. It's hard enough to get one guest on here and interview them. I don't have to worry about the computer stuff, thank you, God, because Zach and Adrian take care of that, or we wouldn't have a show because I'm totally computer illiterate. But I'm so excited to have hopefully all of them here today. Brothers and sisters, please welcome to the show, hopefully, the whole Mass Hauntings Paranormal Investigative Team. Are you guys all there?
Hello.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, here we go. I'm going to have everybody just raise their hands as I call their name out. We have Myra. And Myra, I know what's going on today. God bless you for showing up. Owen got his wisdom teeth taken out today.
Yeah, it was last minute. We didn't expect it, so I'm really
That's okay.
sorry.
I will say a prayer. I know how that is. I will say a prayer for him. But God bless you for showing up. I've been wanting to meet you so bad anyway. Um, we got Daniel. We got Dave. And who's that in the bottom right hand corner? Susan. Happy Medium Monday is 2 weeks away. What are you doing here?
I know. You can't get rid of me. You thought you thought demons were bad.
Okay, here's a funny story. I had a couple of people actually. First of all, I didn't prepare for today because I knew why prepare. I just want you guys to relax, have fun, talk about anything you want to talk about. I do have some questions I wrote down from fans and followers of everybody that sent me, so we'll talk about that. But a couple of questions came in. Hey, it's Happy Medium Monday already. So people thought you coming on it was Happy Meeting Monday. I had to make sure that I sent a message out that no, that's still 2 weeks from today. In fact, I'll let everybody know that is the last Monday of every month. And so Monday, August 29th, Susan will be back for Happy Medium Monday. That's the night that she gives back to all of her fans and followers and gives live, on air, free psychic readings. So if you never had a free live psychic reading on air before, tune in that night for Susan to give you one. And that's that. That's always a big night for all of our fans and followers on that night. But guys, I'm so excited. I feel bad. Owen, Myra, I might ask you a few questions that I was going to ask him anyway.
Well,
And
he's in the room next to me. I'm trying to get him in just for a few minutes if he feels up to it with the ice pack. So I'm working on it.
don't sweat it. Don't
Oh.
sweat it. I will wing a couple of questions at you, and you probably can answer them anyway. But
Okay.
let me see. Who do the fans want to hear from first? Uh, I highlighted here. The fans want to hear from the team leader first. I know you guys always say Owen's the host of the show. I don't feel. I know. I've watched you guys work. They're really, in my humble opinion. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't really feel that there's a team leader per se, but I probably would have if Owen was able to talk. I probably would have thrown that question at him first. But I'm going to throw these questions at you, Myra. Do your best. Everybody watching, Myra is Owen's mother. Owen is you've seen episodes of Mass Hauntings before. You know Owen, very talented actor, been in a couple of movies that I've seen that I love. Um, he's the host of the Mass Hauntings paranormal investigative shows. But he got his wisdom teeth out today. Myra is his mother. What is next? First of all, how as a mother, how proud are you of Owen?
Oh, obviously, super proud because he's a really hard worker. He loves what he's doing. We were just so lucky to fall into the lap of Daniel by fate with the first film, which was They Don't Know. And it was really the start of his acting career. And it started with Daniel. We're still with Daniel today, even though he does other gigs and stuff. But it's his passion. He's loved movies since he was 3. He's probably watched every movie that you pick a movie and he'll be able to name the director, the actors, and everything. This is his passion. He wants to do it for his life, and Daniel's been a huge influence on him. And this show is really, we were all in the car one day. I don't really even remember how the conversation came up. And then Owen and I started talking, and then we came up with this name, Mass Hauntings, and we all talked. And Daniel was like, I've been wanting to do this my whole life. And,
Yeah.
I've always been like into the spiritual side of things, since I was young. And I've done a lot of things with Owen, just the two of us, and we live in Salem, Mass. We live in a haunted house. So
I did not know that.
Yeah, we do. We should probably do a show here, honestly, because there's a whole family here.
You guys should do a show there, and I would actually. You know what would be great to do a live show while you guys are taping your show. I am there doing a live feed, also doing a live show, because I live in a haunted house too. So we have
That
a
would
lot
be
in common.
super
I got to
cool.
get you and Owen back on sometime, and let's just talk about our houses being haunted, and maybe Susan
Oh my goodness.
pipe in and pop in and chime in on the spirits, tap into them and chime in
Yeah,
on what
since
she feels and stuff. But
he was telling me each character that was in the house, like who was in the house and when he would see them and that kind of thing.
I know you guys. First of all, this is why he's first. He is very talented. I'm looking for great things from him, and the reason why he's so passionate, that's his thing. So
Yeah.
that's why he's seen all the movies, knows all the movies, is such a great actor. Because what you got to absorb it all and take it all in. If you're going to be really super passionate and successful at something, that's what you've got to do. Which obviously he's done. But I think it's so. First of all, it's beautiful. I had a beautiful relationship with my mother. Um, you guys have I can tell you guys have a beautiful, close relationship. But what I find funny is that you guys are like when you guys are investigating together, it's not like mother and son.
No.
It's like friends hanging out because when I was his age, I didn't want my mom hanging around, you know. But it's not like that with you two.
No.
So tell me how that even all came about with you two wanting to do the paranormal thing because I'm sure you have your life and your thing to do. Daniel's a gifted director. Susan's a psychic medium. So how do you two decide we're going to do the paranormal thing?
Well, that's all I remember. Like, weren't we coming back from somewhere, Daniel, and we were all in the car talking? The
I think
three.
we're at Olive Garden. Cheap plug.
He remembers a lot more than me. So we went to Olive Garden. We were driving back from there.
Yeah, I think that's basically how,
Was
in a
Aiden,
nutshell, how it started.
was Aiden with us?
I don't believe so.
I think it kind of started in alternate ground because when we filmed that scene, Susan was gone, but we did a Ouija board in that medium store together. But
Is that
unfortunately,
part of the film or afterwards?
no, we just did it for fun.
Wow. Okay.
So we did it in the store. And I think that probably started the sort of conversation and like the idea. But then we were driving home and then Owen and I were like, we're in Massachusetts. It's the most haunted state. Like, let's do a show. Let's go different places and investigate them. And then Daniel, I didn't know how passionate he was about it. Like, I knew it was sort of like a growing conversation that was evolving over time between us. So, I knew he had this passion, but I didn't know that this was really something that he really seriously wanted to do as much as he did. So, and then because Susan had been in alternate ground, it just made sense, because she's, especially with Lizzie Borden, like she wasn't there. So she was unbiased completely, right, Susan? So you were looking at the footage as a medium, as a specialist, as a trained spiritualist. And so you were able to analyze what we saw without any bias at all.
I love that role.
I feel that gives a lot of credence to the show. It gives us something extra that I haven't seen on other shows. And I think it's really special.
That is what I can tell. You guys are going to be hugely successful with this thing. I get people that have already gone on there and seen the one that you guys already have on the YouTube channel from the Lizzie Borden Bed and Breakfast. I know you guys have kicked around possibly going back there again. I know a lot of people that are excited for the YouTube premiere tonight. Daniel, that's on the Mass Hauntings YouTube channel. And exactly when does that premiere tonight?
At 8 p.m. Eastern time, and I'm assuming it's going to be at any other, whatever the equivalent is to whatever coast you're on.
Very, very cool. So that'd be 5 p.m. Pacific.
Yes.
7 p.m. Central. Mass Hauntings YouTube channel. They did an investigation at a very haunted location out there where they're at called Cafe Venice. I can't wait to see it. Before I give you a break, Myra, I've got to ask, and these questions are from me. I loved Alternate Ground. I loved Alienated.
Oh, you saw it?
Yeah, somebody sent me. I think it was. I thought it was Owen, or maybe his. Does he have a sister?
He has a sister, but I don't think she would have sent it. It could have
Somebody
been.
sent me a link to it on my email, and I saw it. Yeah, I loved it. Was that
Oh,
you?
that's awesome. It could have
Somebody
been
did.
me. It could have been his man. It could have been the director of Alienated, maybe. I don't know.
Loved it. So I'm gonna give a plug to both of them for first of all, Alternate Ground, awesome. Um, I have people asking me, is there going to be a sequel to that? I have
I guess,
people that have seen Alienated wanting to know if there's going to be a sequel to that. And I want people to know Alternate Ground. Let them know where they can watch that. Let them know where they can watch Alienated. And let
yeah.
us all know, all of Owen's fans who want to know, what's next for him? What's he
Well,
got coming up?
there's Psycho Gorman, which is actually the biggest film. It's been all over the whole world. It came out during the pandemic, so it didn't play in the theaters here, unfortunately. It was supposed to, but it's played in theaters in every other country. So it's actually a huge film. It's a cult film, but it's playing at Cinema Salem on October 21st.
Oh,
October
very cool.
21st.
And that's called Psycho Gorman.
Psycho Gorman. And it's really like a cult classic. It's kind of a comedy, sci-fi, Power Rangers. It's like a mix of everything from the 80s. It's not anything like Alternate Ground or Alienated. So he's been falling into the sci-fi genre a lot, and the aliens and all that sort of thing. This guy is an alien, so I suppose it is. But he Psycho Gorman is an alien. But it's kind of like, have you guys seen that movie The Hole, where those brother and sister dig up that crazy.
That sounds so familiar, but I
They,
don't know
they
for
dig
sure if
up
I've
like a
seen it.
monster in this hole in their backyard. It's from the 80s. I'm too old, I think. Um,
I'm looking it up when we're done here today. It's called
So
The
it's called
Hole.
The Hole. Yeah, it was really popular. They dig up this monster in the background, in the backyard. So this is the same thing as Psycho Gorman. They dig up this monster, and he basically becomes. They have this gem, and they can control the monster. But the sister is like sort of evil, and she gets the monster to do all these awful things. And Luke, who is Owen, is this really calm and quiet and reserved kid who doesn't want to do all of this, and he's just trying to stop his sister from going bonkers with this crazy creature. But it's super popular. Like Japan is going nuts for it. It's all over the world.
That is so
So
cool.
you should look it up and watch it.
I
It's a
will.
bit
I am
different
definitely going
genre
to.
than what we're talking about and what we're involved in, but it is his biggest to date film.
That is so cool. I'm tell him, I know he's there. Tell him I love him and respect him,
Thank you
and
so
I'm
much.
looking for great things for him. And I'll have him back on
Yeah,
when
he's really upset. So if we could have.
you guys will be back. Trust me, you guys will be back. I'm looking for great. I'm just expecting great things out of you guys. I think this mass haunting thing is going to be take off and be bigger than any of you even think. I know right now you're having fun with it, you're doing a great job with it, but I think it's going to end up being so much more. And so, and I'm excited to see where that goes. So let's talk about. I know you guys had the big premiere. Was it Monday or Tuesday?
It was Monday.
Monday night at Cafe Venice, where you filmed the episode. It was sold out. Let's talk about the event. Daniel, I'll throw it to you to talk about putting that event together and being sold out. How exciting was that? And how did the audience um, receive that and enjoy that?
It was a challenge. I had to. So we had 3 rooms that we had to send the video signal to because it was sold out. I think it was on paper there was 90. I'm not sure exactly how many showed up, but so I had to figure out how to get all these people to be able to see it comfortably. But from what I could tell, I was kind of in the back corner with my equipment playing the show. I could hear gasps and just. I mean, you were basically in the crowd, so you can tell a little bit more on that. But I heard a lot of gasps about some of the evidence that we had, and what was crazy is one lady came up to me immediately after to tell me that she is I don't remember, she's the
I think she was
great
the
niece,
niece. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
of one of the spirits that we may have encountered, and
Really?
she said that that was definitely him. Like,
Which one?
it was the lady that came up immediately after me. I don't remember her name.
Which
Oh,
spirit?
which the guy that's
Charlie.
Yeah, well,
Charlie?
I wasn't gonna say, but yeah.
Did you know?
It brought her.
Did
It
you
brought
know?
her to tears.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
she was that emotionally drawn to the reaction of our movie that it
And
was.
the
Yeah.
craziest part too, I think I told Daniel, I don't know if I told you, Susan and Dave and Sean, Charlie's chair, you know, the one that Owen was sitting in and he was so scared and he had to he got out of it. The entire time that this premiere was showing, nobody sat in that chair. Not
Yeah.
one person sat in that chair, just by complete, like, no one sat in it because I think he was sitting there.
His energy is so strong that it really creates a great presence. So you would automatically think that there was a human being there.
And just
He
avoid the chair. Yeah.
and just avoid that space the whole time. I saw that. That was interesting.
That was just wild.
Yeah.
That was
That is
wild.
so cool.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous I wasn't there. Jeez, in Salem. I mean, that isn't one of my to go. It's on my to do list to get there.
Well, you
Hopefully
are welcome
someday.
anytime.
Susan, I have to ask you. You're the real heart. You're the one that for the very few. Everybody knows you and loves you, but for the very few that don't, and you and I argue about how many times you've experienced near death or died and came back. You are gift from God, being able to communicate with spirit. What is going without giving? I know you guys probably like, oh, Rev's going to talk about all of the stuff we don't want to give away until people see the show. I'll try my best not to, but I do know somebody, one of you, I think it was Daniel, last time I had him on this show, talked about how this place, Cafe Venice, there's no history. And I find that crazy. And I also find it, I'm not even there, but I can feel the excitement of the spirits there. This is a big deal because um, the, people have been saying this as far back as I can remember that a haunting is just history trying to tell its story. So if you have people not knowing much history about Cafe Venice, the spirits there want to get that out. So they are probably even more excited about the premiere and and you guys doing the investigation there and then having the premiere of the episode there. Talk to me, Susan, what you can tell me about Cafe Venice and what you experienced there, that's coming in and out of the veil there.
Well, like we said, we don't know much about it. We've had historians look into it, and they couldn't find any more than we could, which was nothing. What was interesting is that whomever is touching people, which we kind of figured it was Buddy, Charlie, not Buddy, sorry, was touching people during the premiere. So we had 4 people that were brave enough to come up and say, I had an experience. So, which was kind of cool. So they want to be known. They want to interact. They enjoy the interaction. They're not mean in any way. Maybe a little inappropriate. Like
Yeah.
my flashlight was dangling down in one part. It was dangling down in my lap, and the ghost, whomever that was, reached for it, and I was just like, "Whoa!" So it does inappropriately touch. Not that that's okay,
Oh,
but
the spirit knew that you were looking for love in all the
you
wrong
know,
places.
Even they know I'm lonely. Gosh.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible. I can't wait, guys. That's going to be so cool. But you guys have to tell me. So, I know you guys haven't been doing this long, you look like seasoned veterans. I see some
Oof.
teams, I watch some teams go out and try and conduct an investigation, and you almost, they've been doing it for a while, but it looks like they're on their first ghost hunt. You guys look like seasoned veterans. How did putting together the team, who did it fall under to actually put the team together, and how did everybody decide what they're going to bring to the table, their skill set?
Who wants to go first?
Anybody, you can all just talk and I'll just hang out.
Like, honestly, I feel like it's mostly between Daniel and I and Owen. Like, that first conversation that really kind of solidified what we were going to do. And then he brought up Dave, and he said, Dave is really great. And I didn't know Dave at the time, and he said he was really great and interested. And obviously we already knew Susan. And then I think I had the idea of like, well, she can analyze everything. So, we get the data basically, and she's the one that's saying, yes, this is a piece of dust. No, this is not a piece of dust. She's the one that can tell us for sure if what we think is real is real. And like I said, I think that's what makes it so different, because those other shows don't have a specialist that's unbiased and giving that information after we filmed it. And you saw what happened at Lizzie Borden, that she got that figure in her window that looks just like Andrew Borden. I mean, it's crazy after Daniel went, but Daniel could take over from me. Like, that's how I feel it kind of came together, and we picked Lizzie Borden first, and that's what I remember. But Daniel has a better memory than I do.
Well, the whole reason why we had the first episode, it's actually because of Dave. He went ahead and booked the Lizzie Borden house.
Oh, that's right.
And it was at that point that basically got things kick-started. So it's really because of him for the first episode.
I've always been interested in this stuff too, and only watch it on TV, of course. But I don't know, just we have all these places in our area, and so I asked Dan. He's like, "Hey, want to do Lizzie Borden house? Just to see it." And then everybody started coming together, and we recorded just record. But then I guess we got to start talking and be like, hey, we have some good evidence. Let's create a YouTube channel, see what happens. So, and that's already been a year.
Year and a half.
So
That is so cool. I mean, what can you guys tell me now? Let's backtrack. I'm going to take you guys down memory lane here a little bit. Lizzie Borden house. Everybody can chime in on this too. And Dave's already answered this question. Daniel has already answered this question. You haven't yet, Dave. I don't know if I may have asked Susan this question. Definitely haven't asked Myra this. Okay. Lizzie Borden house. Good or bad? I know you guys live there. You don't want to call anybody out, but good or bad? I hear things. Good or bad? What's happening there with the new owners?
actually, it's funny you say that. Me and Dan just went back to the house last week
On the anniversary.
When it happened, and we talked to the new owner, and of course, house is old. They're updating what they can, but also trying to keep some things original just to still have that feel. So, and you do get that feeling of like, okay, this is what the Bordens were doing back then. So
I think that the new owners, they're doing a good job. They're showing us the crime scene photo, and they're recreating it as best their ability. They're talking about the doilies, I think they're called, on the tables, the Mr. Borden's hat on the table. They're even colorizing everything, which was weird to see in color.
Because we seen the pictures when it was black and white.
Oh my gosh. Sorry. Hold on.
One of our previous visits, and now seeing it all colorized, it's like, it's crazy, but also interesting because it keeps you asking questions and all that. So that's another reason why I love the paranormal. It's just always more questions than answers. So
Yeah, I'm telling you, Dave. I think you and I are cut from the same cloth because I tell people all the time, the longer I'm in this field, the less I feel I know.
Yeah.
And now I just basically just throw my hands up there because, I mean, I never. I tell people all the time, I'm not an expert. I don't have all the answers. Nobody does, and all of us are going to be having the same conversation. Hopefully, God will let me do a podcast from heaven, and we'll all be doing this conversation, then because we'll have a good laugh over what we'll know then that we don't know now. But
Right.
I'm with you. It's just that's why I'm passionate about it, is because it's a spiritual endeavor. It's investigating the unknown, and to me, the paranormal field is, for me at least, it's just the ultimate, ghost stories around the campfire type scenario. People
Yeah.
want to hear about people's paranormal experiences and how they handled it, what they think. Um,
Sean,
let's,
can I interrupt just for a second?
yes, you
Sorry, honey.
can. That's
Myra,
okay.
what's happening?
This is crazy. Owen's in that room resting, and just as Daniel and Dave were talking about Lizzie Borden, a massive picture just flew off his wall and smashed all over his floor.
Whoa.
I just heard this huge crash. I had no idea where it came from, and I went down the hallway. There was nothing there, and then I went in his room, and he was like, this just flew right off the wall, and the whole thing is broken all over his floor.
Oh, yikes.
Okay, well, I'm gonna stop talking to Susan so she can maybe tap into what's happening there. But Myra, I have to ask you, that kind of stuff. Believe me, I don't even like to talk about some of the things that have happened here.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even sleep in my master bedroom anymore since my wife, we're both survivors of extreme demonic attacks, but my wife had one that should have taken her life, and through divine intervention, she's still here, but we don't even sleep in the master bedroom anymore, and it's been 10 years. Um, and there's things that I just won't even talk about that happen here because I don't want to continue feeding that energy.
Yeah. I'm just going to
So
see if I can get Owen to come in for a second.
I know you live in a haunted house, so let me ask you real quick about your house. Have you had that type of thing happen before? And if you
Well,
haven't,
not really. Like, honestly, we feel that the family is for the most part kind. It's just that there's been some really scary things that have happened. Like, I used to see the boy on the stairs all the time, and I would think that it was Owen and that he had got out of bed, and I would say, Owen, why are you up? And I could barely see him from the living room. And then I would run up the stairs and there's nobody there, and I run all the way to his room and he's fast asleep. Like, that's the type of thing that happens. When he was little, he would be looking at something and pointing and saying he was looking at the baby. But he did tell me that the father was really mean. And that's, I think, the negative energy is whoever the father is. And we actually got a photo, and unfortunately I've lost it, but we got a photo of the man and the woman in one of the rooms of our house. It was taken by accident. My daughter was on Facebook, a FaceTime with her boyfriend, and her boyfriend said, oh my goodness, what is that behind you in the dining room? And she said, what are you talking about? And he said, I'm taking a picture. And he took the picture, and you could see the woman standing at the table, and you could see the man standing beside her, like kind of like the image that Susan had, but maybe a little bit clearer. Kind of freaked us out. That freaked us out because it was such a clear image. But that kind of thing, like, pictures fall a lot and break a lot more than they probably should. I don't know how often that happens to people. Happens a lot here, but that like really flew off the wall. I mean, the broken glass almost hit him.
well, let me ask you. And Susan, if Susan wants to chime in on this, she can. I'm feeling it's either somebody there taking this opportunity to try to be noticed, so we do exactly what we're doing, having this conversation, or you all have had, even from going back to the Lizzie Borden investigation, all of you had things happen to you in your homes after that investigation. So I'm wondering if it's still residue from that, or what's happening with the Cafe Venice. Have any of you had issues since that investigation?
Well, I think we should go. I mean, I don't know if Daniel wants to talk about the Colonial Inn, but we also have another investigation we did at the Colonial Inn, and it was Daniel was the one that had a real, what would you call that, Susan?
Soldier.
The entity attachment.
Yeah,
I just got to interrupt you. What is that light thing behind you?
me.
Yeah, because it's just started moving. Did you guys see that?
I did not. I'm looking
That
at the
circle,
camera
white, circly light thing. What
up
is
in the
that?
top right-hand corner.
It's just a standing light. It's
It was going like this.
Was it?
Yes.
It shouldn't
That's-
be.
Oh, it was. It totally. It was. I thought it was going to fall over.
It's just. Oh, you're kidding me! It's just a ring light for filming auditions.
It just went like this. It was.
Oh,
so,
do you have an animal in the house?
I'm feeling kind of sick right now.
There's
Oh,
movement. There's
yeah.
definitely movement over there.
Yeah, I have a cat that just came in and ran out like he was
Okay.
terrified. So
That is interesting, and the cat runs like it's the. And
this
well,
cat's see everything.
I'm just gonna send blessings
Yeah, please do.
to you,
I
Myra.
told Owen to just come in quickly to say hello, and I'm gonna be back right back.
Okie dokie, take your time. What do you think, Susan's going on there?
I'm
There's
getting.
movement over there in that corner.
Yeah, the curtain is moving, and it may be just wind blowing, but that lamp was like wiggling like crazy. I'm getting a connection between Owen's dad, and something else. This third thing is something else. I don't know what the two connection is. Maybe because Owen's not feeling well, it's somehow connected to the dad, which is I don't know why they're pulling him in. I've never met him, so I don't know. I mean, all of us live so far apart from each other. We're not like in the same neighborhood, so which is very odd that we get together. When we do get together, it's just wonderful. It's like we're been together for a long time. We work really well with each other. I've worked with other groups, other investigative groups, and I have to say that working together is effortless. And I feel very blessed to be in this group. Everybody comes with something so important, and it's interesting how it just works nicely, and that's the way it should be. There's no ego. There's nothing intense about our working together.
Well, Susan, I don't watch shows. I don't watch paranormal shows because I would rather be out there doing it.
Right.
And then then they all seem to be the same to me. And here I was totally glued to the screen. Just I go to watch the Lizzie Borden thing back when you guys first brought it out, and I thought I'd watch 5 minutes of it just so I could tell you guys, yeah, I saw it, and I was glued. And I know that's the way I'm going to be with Cafe Venice. But let me throw something out at all of you guys, and this is a round table. You guys feel free to let's see if.
Hi. Hi, how are you guys?
We thought you would look like Marlon Brando from The Godfather with all the cotton stuff in there. Owen, I love you, brother. How are you?
Thank you so much. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Listen, I'm not going to ask you too much because I know how it is.
I'm all good, yeah.
I have to ask you, brother, what is going on in your house? First, let me throw this out there. Let me throw this out there to all of you. Owen can answer first, and then everybody can chime in. I just had a client reach out to me. Lives in a haunted house. This must be Live in Haunted House Day.
Mm-hmm.
They get along. They never any attempts they made to try and whatever's there really doesn't want to leave, but doesn't want to be an issue. As long as you don't bother me, I won't bother you. I won't appear and scare people. I won't throw anything at nobody. But don't make me. I don't want to go yet. Don't make me go. So they just kind of live and let live. Having said that, this person, I'm telling you, the majority of my clients nowadays are next generation ghost hunting teams coming up. God bless them. They're passionate about the paranormal. They want to be in the field like you, Owen. But maybe they don't really know what they're doing or didn't really get any training. I know there's really no training, but didn't get any experienced people on the team. They go to these places. They find themselves at a place they probably shouldn't be in, saying and doing the wrong thing. They get attachments. Now here's the thing. They come home with these attachments, and then the spirits that follow them home get into these battles with the spirits that are already resident spirits at these locations, and then this spiritual turmoil is going on because the spirits that are attached to the property don't want these new spirits coming in, and then I don't know why the new spirits, they're angry, that's why they attached.
Yeah.
So there's this thing going on. um do you feel any of that is happening with you being a paranormal investigator along with being a very talented actor and living in a haunted house? Do you think any of that's happening? And I know you all have had issues since you started doing this paranormal stuff. What do
Yeah.
you think's happening?
Well, personally, I feel like I haven't really brought anything with me or caused any problems like at my house doing this, because my we'll get into that in a second. Yeah, my house has always kind of just had this weird energy to it, if you know what I mean. I've always kind of felt it, and I don't feel like it's changed, because whenever we do our investigations, we're so like precise. We go so into detail, and we make sure we're completely safe, and we never aggravate anything. You know, we're really friendly, and honestly, with what just happened, I have
Crazy.
no idea.
But you know what I love about you and your mother? I'm telling you, I don't think I know. You guys correct me if I, enlighten me. I can't think of any other son mother or mother son or uh, people on teams. And like I joked with your mother at the beginning of the show. I don't know if you heard me. It was like when I was your age, I didn't want my mom hanging around when I went out and did cool things. But you guys seem like such close friends too, in addition to being blood. Talk to me, what, for all the mothers out there that are looking at their kid right now going, see, I can come along. Um, talk to everybody about how cool that is for you two to be able to do that.
No, it's really fun. It's like it's a nice dynamic, because it's someone you can always talk to. Because I can be completely open and like not be worried about any judgment or anything like that. And it's really fun because we're blood. We have fun. We have the same humor. We have the same everything.
And we get lost every time we drive home, and he laughs at me because it takes me 6 hours to get home, and it should only take 1.
She can't read a map. Yeah.
You guys have an active home. Something there, and I'll throw it back to Susan. Something there is trying to get all of our attention. What do you think's happening there, Susan?
I mean, I don't know. I'm just seeing it. So something is happening. Yes. I mean, it is connecting to your husband. It's connecting to your husband and to Owen at this moment.
That's why, no, Michael is not here, but I would love to call you tonight to discuss that if you don't mind.
Yeah, no, that's fine. There's some triangle there. I know, I'm not sure what it is.
But I know what you're talking about, but I need to talk to you about it, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, definitely.
Did you two get together after the show?
But I think from what Owen said, it just flew off the wall.
So I was kind of resting in there. I was just laying down with my ice pack, and out of nowhere, because I can kind of overhear you guys while I'm in there as I'm resting, and I heard you guys mention something about Lizzie Borden, and then all of a sudden it was just whoosh, it just slammed on the floor, and I looked over, and it was a painting that was on the wall,
like a big one.
Yeah, a really big one. It was shattered everywhere. There was glass on my bed. There was everywhere.
I was going to ask the question to the whole group, to everybody here on Hollywood Squares here. Who believes that Lizzie Borden did it? Raise your hand. I think that's why it went off the wall. She doesn't like that. I was thinking that as that was flying off the wall. So that was interesting.
She's not the only one who did it. I think she had help.
Really?
She was a narcissist, so she manipulated somebody into.
She had to have help, but she was the one.
She was the mastermind. Yeah.
She did one of them for sure, but I think someone else chipped in.
I think that's why
literally.
Nice pun.
Well, for all the people out there that are going, oh my gosh, I'm not the only one, the only crazy person living in a haunted house who hasn't ran for the hills. It's weird when you know, this is your home. You just deal with it. There's no, I tell people all the time, the last thing I ever want to tell anybody, you need to get out and sell your home. I'll be honest, there's times where I've said that because it's been that bad and I didn't know what else to do and things just got worse and worse and worse. And then you worry about children and animals and all that sort of stuff. But ordinarily, you want to just, face it and try and, if you can't get these things to move on, you want to at least, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, I'm going to get, some people and colleagues of mine are going to say, no, you don't make deals. But sometimes you can talk to spirits and say, listen, if you quit throwing stuff and quit scaring me and being weird, you can hang out. And I won't keep bringing people over here and trying to kick you out or send you someplace you don't want to go. Can we do this? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But Susan, what do you think about this client that just called me who says, I'm bringing attachments home and they're aggravating the spirits that are already here and they're having ghost fights? I mean, is that even a thing? Can that be happening?
We could go to the grocery store and bring someone home. Anybody that's working in the paranormal is now open. And Daniel's a perfect example of, he brings home everything. And I think it's because of his sweet disposition and his energy is comfortable to be in that they follow him home. But Dave also is a conductor because in the Lizzie Borden, the ghost was in bed with him, and so
wow, you and Dave both have the ghosts, wanting a little more out of you guys than what you guys are willing to give. That's kind of cool.
We didn't say it was more than he was willing to give.
Maybe it was intentional.
Dave's the ghost magnet for the female ghost, and Susan clearly is. Well, Susan could be the ghost magnet for either or, but she could be.
Sorry, Owen's gonna have to go right now. He's not feeling too good, so.
Yeah, I probably should get going. I want to.
All right, brother. I love you. Thank you. Feel better, okay? I'll say prayers for you and your mom tonight. I promise.
Thank you so much. It was really nice meeting you.
You got it,
All
brother.
right.
You'll
Have
be
a
back.
Good day, everyone.
Later.
Poor Owen.
I can't
Oh my
believe that.
gosh, so active there.
Wow.
It's interesting to point out, because I want to debunk everything, that you guys are walking around, moving. Granted, it's an old house, but the floor is not rocking that light ring like it was before. I mean,
No,
that thing was literally going like that.
I wish I had seen it. You must have just looked at it.
This is recorded, so we'll be able to look back at it. It was crazy.
Doing that.
Yeah.
It's the next Mass Hauntings episode.
That would be fun, yeah. This whole segment can be on one of your next episodes.
Right.
See how things work out? I have about 5 minutes or less. I have, let me see, it's 53. I have a few minutes before I have to
Never
kick y'all
enough
out of here.
time. Never enough time.
You know me. When I say I'm going to do something, I try my best to do it. And I knew that an hour wouldn't be enough.
Wow.
I think what I'm going to try and do before I have you all back on again, I might pick on each one of you one at a time to have you on so you can talk about the others behind their back without feeling the pressure of them right there.
No,
and this is what I'm going to do now.
No dirt. There's no dirt on any of us.
I'll start this last few minutes by saying, and this is for my benefit, there's not only no crying in baseball, there should be no crying in the paranormal. Although, and I may even already feel like starting, I turned into such a crybaby. I don't know what that's all about. So I'm going to give everybody a moment to tell your team members what it means, what they all mean to you, and what it means to you to be a part of that team.
Well, I already think I did that. I'm just so blessed to be able to work with these guys, and it just is so smooth. And Myra has these great ideas, and Daniel has he pulls it together, and then between Dave, me, and Owen, and the ghosts speak to each one of us. So I love our group. We're all connected, and it all moves smoothly, and we all support, and we have fun because there's some silly parts in it, which is fun that you don't see. It's so serious and intense, and we're like. I'm
happy for you, Susan, because you look happy, and I know you've been on other teams, and it wasn't that you were unhappy, but you it was a little bit of a square peg in a round hole type of feel, and you feel like you're with family now, and I can tell that. So I'm so happy for you. Um, Myra, talk about your son and about these other three crazy people on the screen here, and what they mean to you, and what being a part of this team means to you.
Well, I mean, I told you from the beginning. I mean, Daniel is where it all started. So this wouldn't even be happening without him. So, he's the very beginning of the journey. And Owen and I have been so lucky that we met him and that Susan came on to Alternate Ground. And I love Dave. I think he's like just the nicest guy. He's so sweet. I don't know. I really like him a lot. And I think he brings a really good dynamic to the team as well. I think we're all so different in personality that also makes it really interesting. And there are some that are more in the forefront in the videos, in the episodes that are doing that you see more, and others that are sort of behind the scenes a bit more. Can I tell them the next one that we're doing, Daniel?
Sure, I guess.
We're going to Dogtown. I don't know if you've heard of it, but we're going to Dogtown, and someone might be coming that might not even be shown in the episode, but will just be filming, that type of thing. But anyway, yeah, I'm loving this. I think that we have something really special, and I really, really believe in Daniel. I always have from day one, like in everything he does, 100%. And I believe that he works so hard. He works so hard, like harder than anyone I've ever known. And I feel like he deserves great success. And I really want success for this show for him, more than anything. Owen and him are good friends separately, really good friends. And then him and I are good friends separately from that. You know what I mean? And then the three of
Absolutely.
us, we have our own friendship. But I want this to be successful for him, obviously for Susan too, for everybody. But I really feel he deserves to be the director of a very successful show, and I believe
Absolutely.
it will happen. I really feel it deep inside. So.
Well, Dave, everybody loves you. I love you too, brother. I'm glad you
Thank
made it today. Anything you want to say to these three beautiful people?
I think everyone pretty much said it. It's always a good time, and just like this right now, we go to these places, see what we can do, but also it's just it goes by so fast. Like
Yeah.
even when we did cafe, like we did an overnight there pretty much, and time just always goes by so fast. But we're having a good time. We all have our own uh, unique ways of how we approach paranormal, and then we're all together. And I mean, you've seen so far what it creates, and we're just hoping for more. But take it with a grain of salt and just enjoy the
Absolutely.
ride.
You're last. You're up, buddy. Daniel, what do you got to say to all of us? You the next Alfred Hitchcock.
Well, as well pertaining to this, I'd have to say that in a nutshell, I think this is just one of those things where the universe is definitely working here, because I've talked to him about ghost hunting, I've talked to Susan about ghost hunting, I've talked to Myra about ghost hunting, and this was all in a separate conversation. So the fact that this is all happening right now, something happened. And like I said before, the way I met Susan was just by pure chance. So I'm very glad that I'm able to do this as a childhood dream. And actually, this is a dream that I've had way before movie making and way before wrestling. So.
Well, listen, guys, before we get cut off here, I love you all. I respect you all. Myra, give Owen a big hug and a kiss for me. I'll continue to follow his career. I'll have you all back, I promise. You guys have a wonderful YouTube premiere tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific. YouTube, Mass Hauntings. Everybody check it out. I love you all. Guys, have a great evening, and I'll be seeing you soon, okay?
Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
much.
God bless you all. Bye-bye, everybody. Oh, that was effing cool. and they'll be back. I'm going to try and get them all on one at a time and then the whole team back. 5 p.m. Pacific, guys, YouTube tonight, Mass Hauntings from Cafe Venice. Okay, I'll be here Monday. My Monday show is a little later, 5 p.m. Pacific. Dr. Heather Lee Landon will be back to continue our great paranormal conversation that we had last time she was on. So that'll be this Monday. Thank you to my 2 co-producers, Adrian and Zach Clayton. Thank you to Things Network. Thank you to Temple of Phoenix Rising Entertainment. Thank you to Skeleton Key Network. Thank you to Pact, Podcasting All Coming Together channel, for all simulcasting my show. God bless each and every one of you for tuning in, because I don't have a show without you guys. Everybody stay blessed. Stop the violence. I'm going to pull a bad joke out of the hat that one of you sent in to try and put a smile on everybody's face before I say goodbye. What did the custodian say when he jumped out of the closet? Supplies! Good night, dog. Good night, Danny. Good night, Jack. Good night, Harold. Rest in peace. Good night, Ernie. Good night, Bill. Good night, Dan. God bless you all. I love you all. Peace.